Hyperice has an all-star caliber lineup of investors that includes reigning Super Bowl MVP Patrick Mahomes and has strategic partnerships with the NBA, Major League Baseball, the UFC, and the PGA Tour. But now the startup has found the end zone, announcing that it has become the official recovery technology partner of the NFL. Hyperice says the agreement will help it reach $1 billion valuation by next year. Jim Huether, CEO of Hyperice, is on the show. Welcome to the show, Jim. First, congratulations on all your success. Very incredible, especially this year with so many businesses kind of looking for other outlets. We know the NFL becomes the later pro sports league for you that you guys are teaming up with. What products and technologies will you be providing to players?
Thank you, first off, Hannah, for having me on the show. Big fan personally. We're really excited about this partnership. It's very transformative, very progressive. We were actually named the NFL's first ever recovery technology partner last week. So what we're going to do here is implement our technology not only on the sidelines to optimize performance and health, we're also working with the PFATs, which is the Professional Football Training Association, to deliver new innovation and methodology for athletes so that we could not only extend health and wellness benefits and recovery and performance to athletes, but also to the NFL consumer. So we're really excited for this partnership, and we're just scratching the surface for what it can do.
Speaking of scratching the surface, how did this deal come together? Did your partnerships with several other leagues and investments kind of help with the superstar athletes coming on from the NFL?
Well, interestingly, the NFL actually, through its investment arm, 32 Equity, invested in Hyperice in our last round. So we had a very strategic round. We raised $48 million at a $700 million valuation a couple months ago, led by Main Street Advisors and SC Holdings. In that round, we had the NBA, Major League Baseball, and 32 Equity, which is the NFL investment arm, along with 10 professional athletes who were top level in every one of their sports. So Patrick Mahomes, Naomi Osaka, Fernando Tatis Jr., Anthony Davis, and a bunch of other athletes. So I think that round in itself was transformative. I don't think there's ever been an investment round that high profile where a variety of the major sports leagues all invested in the company. It just speaks to the belief in the category and the company for how meaningful it can be to promote health and wellness for not only the elite athletes, but the general consumer.
I was talking to my co-anchor Brad about what an elite roster you have, how impressive that is. Jim, I have to ask though, what is Hyperice providing that other recovery products and technologies may not at this point?
Yeah, it's really deep-rooted. The company's deep-rooted in innovation. Our early engineers worked on SpaceX rockets prior, and we have an elite connection with pro sports teams that goes back to the inception of the company. So we have really worked since the beginning to be very Apple-esque, very Dyson-esque, to just provide the best-in-class products. We take our time with product innovation, make sure we are doing everything we possibly can to be a first mover, to be innovative. And I think that at the core is a major differentiator. I also think the authenticity with athletes and leagues is very important here too. We've been able to, through our partnerships and investments from pro athletes, get a valuable level of feedback on product development, product aesthetics, what's the new methodologies or modalities that we could develop to further enhance mobility. And I think on top of that, we just launched a new app with HyperSmart connected technology. We're developing our artificial intelligence platform so we can pull data and activity from your wearable devices and curate customized recovery routines for you, the everyday user, so that you can enhance your mobility, wellness, and longevity. So a variety of different elements, but the core are the authenticity and the commitment to innovation.
While your priority with the pro sports world is creating all these headlines and this major buzz, what advancements are you making for people like me, the general public, who are interested in purchasing anything from Hyperice?
Yeah, and Hannah, you are our target consumer. So, these pro elite partnerships are fantastic for athletes, but we're also committed with the leagues to create awareness for the general everyday consumer. We want to be the company that transforms the way people move and the way people live, whether you're an anchor, whether you're a FedEx worker, whether you're a police or fireman, whether you're just someone in the workplace who wants to get out of pain and feel a little bit better in the morning. So our mission, where it started as sports performance, now has evolved into we want to be the company that transforms the way you think about movement and enhances your overall lifestyle through technology. And you'll see some new campaigns and elements around the brand that are going to speak to that at-home user, the everyday consumer, in a really meaningful way.
Hyperice is expected to hit $1 billion valuation in 2021. I know we touched on that earlier, but congratulations again on that. What do you see as the next step, especially considering you guys had a funding round of $48 million just in October? Are you maybe possibly eyeing an IPO?
It's possible. We're putting ourselves in a position to have options. We do have a very aggressive growth strategy. The company has grown 20x in revenue over the past 3 years. Valuation has jumped 70x in the last 5 years. And with the evolution of moving from just hardware into software with our connected environment, pulling from wearables and curating content in that capacity, we think this, or we know this will be a multi-billion-dollar company within the next 24 months. I think the public markets are interesting. We could potentially stay private and continue to acquire companies. But we're going to continue to push the innovation landscape and do both hardware and software to provide the complete ecosystem and be the Apple of recovery, so to speak, of this category for years to come.
I do want to talk to you about DoorDash really quickly. It's seeing a valuation of $32 billion in its IPO. I don't have to tell you, Jim, 2020 has been a banner year for companies going public. Is seeing this level of activity impacting your company's timeline at all?
It is. I think it, and congrats to DoorDash. That was awesome. And I saw the feature previously that you covered as well. I think that, the companies that can do really well in a global pandemic, it just speaks to the staying power, right? If companies can adapt and evolve and get through something like we're going through now, then in my opinion, the risk profile decreases significantly, right? What is there? If you can make it and thrive and grow 50% or 100% or 2, 3x during this time period, it speaks volumes about the adaptability of the company. And I think that's what you're seeing in some of these heavy valuations, not only the quick shift into digital environment, and the adaptability, but also the staying power. People are buying brands now. People are in love with brands. They want to make their decision not only on technology, but also on what the brand stands for. So I think to your point, it's definitely open for consideration. And I think there's a lot of options in front of us.
Jim, I have to tell you, a bunch of us are very excited to have you and your company on this show. We hope you come back. Thank you so much. And again, congratulations. Jim Huether, CEO of Hyperice. We appreciate your time.